Welcome back to the Project Management Fundamental course, and in this module we will briefly look at the project management process group and knowledge areas because in other modules to come we will dive a bit deeper into these topics. So project management process or process group, or what we call life cycle, or in some cases process framework, are the phases or steps you take in executing or managing a project, which means a project goes in several phases like the project initiation, project planning, execution, monitoring, and controlling, as well as project closing. So for a project manager, it simply means when you manage a project, even small or big, you have to plan in such a way that, or manage that project in such a way that you should know, check the initiation of that project. There are certain steps and activities that needs to be done before you actually start really planning the project in detail. So initiation phase is really important, where you kind of come up with all kinds of agreement, and everybody at that initial phase who needs to approve and say, yes, we're good to start and we can start. And only then you can start doing planning, because then you're planning based on the agreements, and you come up with an initial plan that people also can accept and agree and say, this is a good plan based on what we've agreed. And then you can start executing based on the plan, from which you can also probably then start getting some issues or problem, or risk, or things that you do not foresee, which is normal for any project. And in that execution and planning, um, there is then the monitoring and control. Actually, monitoring and controlling is something that you do from the beginning, even with initiation, because it's something that you keep an eye on. You look at what is going to happen. You change things. Even when you're initiating or having agreements on that project, you control certain things and put them in perspective before you even plan. During planning, you also monitor how the planning is going, change a couple of things, but still in line with what is agreed or getting your agreement. So monitoring and controlling, it's really like an integral part overall. And then goes to project closure, where after all the execution, monitoring and control, and the project comes to an end, there should be agreements on when to close the project, what are the deliverables, what things need to be in place before you can close. And those deliverables must have been done during the execution phase or delivered at the execution phase. But next to the processes, you also have what we call knowledge areas, which are roughly about 10 of them. Project integration management, scope management, time management, cost management, quality management, human resource management, communication management, risk management, procurement management, and stakeholder management. Now, these are all different aspects on knowledge areas, which requires you to follow a set of processes as well, and which simply means at each phase or process group, you will apply a number of, if not all, a number of knowledge areas. So, for example, when you're planning, you have to create an integration plan for the project integration. And these are the things you look at. And in the next set of videos, we will look at all this, and we will talk more about all the things that we want to do with this project, process groups, and knowledge areas. So thank you, and see you in the next videos.